Hey guys, welcome to the next installment of Solving Quadratics. In this video, we're going to talk about the difference of squares. It's a really simple technique, but shows up all the time. So it's crucial to understand how it works. And it really shouldn't be that much trouble at all. It's just a simple pattern thing. So suppose that we want to solve this equation of x squared minus 5 equals 0. Then, because there's no middle term, this is actually very straightforward. So we start with x squared minus 5 equals 0. Then we add 5 to both sides, and that gives us that x squared equals 5. And now we have an x squared on one side and just a constant on the other side. And this means that we can just take the square root of both sides of the equation. So by square rooting, we get the square root of x squared equals the square root of 5. And we make one small adjustment to this and make this plus or minus the square root of 5. And that gives us that x equals plus or minus the square root of 5. And remember that the minus sign is important to have, the plus or minus, because if we have the square root of 5 and we square it, then we get 5. But also if we have negative square root of 5 and we square it, we also get 5. So therefore, both plus square root of 5 and negative square root of 5 are solutions. And once we know the solutions, this means that we can write down the linear factors. So we can say x squared minus 5 is equal to x plus the square root of 5 and x minus the square root of 5. We'll notice that if we do expand this back out just by foiling, we'll get x squared minus root 5 x plus root 5 x minus the square root of 5 squared, which just equals x squared minus 5. And so it's because of this little pattern in the middle that cancels out that we get to do this nice factoring trick. And we can actually push this a little bit further and take it to the case where the x squared does not have a leading coefficient of 1, but has the leading coefficient of a constant. And it's going to follow the same pattern where we take 4x squared minus 9. We can actually just write that as taking the square root of the first one, of the first term. So that's going to be 2x. And taking the square root of the second term, that's going to be a 3. 2x and a 3. And then one of these becomes plus, and the other one becomes minus. And that's the difference of squares trick. So, and it gets that name because the minus sign is the difference. And this 9 and that 4x squared are our squares. So we have literally the difference of two squares. And that can be a really quick way to factor our quadratic when we don't have a middle term. All right. Just a couple more videos left and we'll be on our way. All right, thanks for watching this one.